What is going on, everybody? Vex30 here, coming with a new video, and today we have dropped our Season 5 support tier list. Now, I have a few things to preface this tier list with, so bear with me for a second. Number one, this tier list is based on the support's potential overall as a off support or main support. In the video, I talk about when I talk about other specific talents, like specifically a character that's an orc that has popped up in the meta, but it's important to take note that this isn't all just main support. This also includes off supports or second supports because double support is viable right now. Number two, with all tier lists, it's okay to leave feedback. It is okay to give your opinion, but don't be mean with it. Don't argue with other people. Don't get into arguments about it. Just give your opinions and just leave it at that. With that being said, I want you all to go check out my nexus.gg/vex30. If you want to buy any crystals or in-game items from Paladins, be sure to do it there because it does support me. Also, be sure to follow me on my TikTok and Twitch, vex30_YouTube and vex30 on Twitch. And of course, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all those great things in this video because the algorithm loves it and I love you to do it, or else I'm gonna hit you right in the face. I'll do it. Don't tempt me. I'll do it. All right. Sub now. All right. I'll see y'all in the video. All right. Tier list time. Let's get it. Furia first. Furia right now is, as I predicted from the previous tier list, is in an amazing spot. She is performing extremely well because of her damage, her burst healing, her 1v1 potential late game. She has CC. She has probably the most broken ultimate in the game and has been and will be for a long time. Furia's gonna go in S tier. She's busted. I think one of the biggest things about Furia right now is her damage potential and the fact that she can apply caught consistently with her shotgun. Now, one thing people aren't realizing about Furia that makes her good, which really good, is the fact that she doesn't need any loadout items in her deck. So what you can do with Furia is build full sustain and full health. The fact that we're in a Veteran Haven meta allows Furia to go Chronos 2, Morale Boost, all the same, and then you can go Veteran Haven late game. Your 1v1 potential late game is actually unreal. So Furia, she's broken, as I predicted. Like, honestly, it is what it is. Like, I think Furia is absolutely freaking busted. Io. Io is in a really good spot right now. I expected Lifelink to do well, but not this well. I expected Goddess Blessing to take over because Cauterize being at 90% makes Lifelink not perform as well. Because Cauterize, Lifelink, extra healing, etc. But she's performing like she's exceeded my expectations. Amazing damage and amazing. We were talking about this. I'm recording this on Twitch. Check out my Twitch Vex30. What we talked about earlier is her spot healing. One thing Io does extremely well is have really good spot healing, which is the idea of she has consistent healing always. Anytime somebody needs a heal, she has it. The fact with Lifelink, you can put your dog on somebody and then heal somebody else very quick. She almost never runs out of healing, and you're never running into an issue on Saris like, sorry, can't heal on cooldown. Sucks to suck, idiot. That's one of the best things about Io currently. With that being said, Io's looking at a very high damage potential with her auto attacks. She's also looking at pretty good movement. I think her movement's good, but it takes time to really master. So that's one thing to keep in mind with Io is you're not going to pick up her movement instantly. Also, you don't have to buy Chronos on her, so you have a lot of utility in your cards. You can buy Wrecker, you can buy Bulldozer, you can buy Nimble, you can buy Haven, you can buy Veteran, whatever you need for the situation you can buy on Io. She's going S. Very good. Ray. Now, Ray, I thought before this patch she was wishy-washy. She could go either way. Focus was starting to take over as meta. I myself will take fault in saying I didn't give it a chance. Focus, I didn't give it a chance. I thought it was terrible. I thought it was complete dog shit, but it's not. It's actually really good. And that reason being, in Spirit Link's description, it says she provides 0.5% ult charge. Focus amplifies that by the time your Spirit Link ends, you provide 6% ult charge to somebody. Now, I really think that is amazing for Paladins and helps in the game. Now, I think it's not the best thing because when you pair Ray with someone like Furia, it becomes too cheesy with Furia's ultimate and double support sustain, but that's besides the point. Ray as a character is performing better than what I expected because of her damage. She has very good healing overall. Her ult charge, her 1v1 potential is something people overlook sometimes, but she can kill anybody. As long as Spirit Link is up, or Envelop is up, you just kill whatever flanker is diving on you. Ray is going to go A tier. She's performing better than I expected, but I did expect her to do decently this patch. She's doing better than I expected. Grover. Grover's actually performing a little bit kind of on par or worse than I expected. I think Grover is just... To say it honestly, I think Deep Roots should either be removed or reworked because it's been nerfed 2 times now and has not changed him whatsoever. Not one bit. It hasn't changed him at all whatsoever. It needs to be reworked or removed. Sorry to say it. It is what it is. Grover provides extremely consistent and amazing crowd control. He consistently every 4 or 3 seconds can root somebody on command. Yes, you can buy resilience, but the fact that you're getting stopped in place for 0.2 to 0.3 seconds allows somebody to hit a shot on you that you otherwise would not have hit, or you were going to dodge an ultimate that you cannot dodge. 0.2 to point, I forgot, I don't know, I can't remember actually like how long the route is with Resi 3, but the fact that you can just stop someone in place every like 4 seconds is broken. Grover's broken. He has an amazing ultimate and probably the most broken movement skill in the game. The fact that Vine Tech is a thing, which we confirmed that it might not be tech, that it could still just be a bug, but you're not going to get in trouble for abusing it. He's broken. He can just move and go wherever he wants, and ultimate is wildly good. Boom, A tier. Love Grover. And he's just, please remove or rework Deep Roots. I don't see like what they're gonna do next. I'm gonna predict this real quick during this tier list. I predict what they're gonna do is they're gonna remove the slow and just say single root, still gonna be broken. Okay, so one thing I'm doing differently with this tier list is we're going to also be looking at their off support potential. So for this next champion, we're looking at purely their off support potential, and that's going to be Grok. Grok is experiencing a evolution when it comes to his gameplay. People are playing Maelstrom again. Wow. And is performing extremely well. It's about a 55% win rate right now, and you can check that at realmstats.gg yourself. But Maelstrom has a 55% win rate, and it was kind of surprising to me, and it kind of makes sense. Grok does not need to buy Cauterize when running Maelstrom right now, so that opens up potential for him to be using Chronos and Morale Boost as a second support, and giving the extra sustain or that. Honestly, Grok ult is one of the better ultimates in the game with Furia. Furia's being broken, but Grok's up there. If I had to make an ultimate tier list, I would put it at A or S. Grok says an amazing ultimate. Now, one thing I discovered thinking about Grok earlier is Grok is a counter to Furia. And if we're in a Furia meta right now, Grok Maelstrom is going to be performing well. So let me explain that. Furia is she has very focused healing. Her healing is one person. You're putting into one person, but you're bursting them up. What Grok does with Maelstrom splits up the damage across the entire team typically, or 2 to 3 people, and makes it hard for Furia to keep up with that. So with Furia on the other team, if you want to look for a second support, you should be looking at Maelstrom. Amazing damage, amazing split damage, amazing ultimate, great, like amazing Grok Furia counter. We're gonna put him at B. I don't think Maelstrom is broken right now, but I do think it is really good, and I'm curious to see how he develops over the rest of this patch into next patch. We could see potential of Grok going to A, even S tier with Maelstrom. We'll see where he lands. Oh God. My boy Damba is not performing well right now, and there's certain reasons for that. Number one, with the Cauterize changes, we are looking at supports who can apply Cauterize consistently and has consistent damage because supports have caught built into their auto attacks now, or their basic attacks. Furia, a shotgun that can hit people from across the map. Io, a bow that has a very high projectile speed and consistently applies damage. Ray, very high attack speed and very high projectile speed. Grover, very large axes. Now it's not very consistent, but Grover has other things that helps him. But Damba auto attacks are, he spits a ball of fucking spit that just arcs super slowly at someone, and it's not consistent damage. So he can't apply caught well. As well as his ultimate is very CC reliant. It is crowd control reliant, and that's all it does is it provides crowd control. With Cauterize being removed, we are now looking at his ultimate not performing well and not doing well and not having the same impact as it did before. Because people can just rush Resi and not have a damn to give in the world because they don't have to rush Cauterize. Like, oh God. You don't have to rush Cauterize, and it's unfortunate. Damba is probably still the most balanced and well-designed character in the game, but in this meta, he doesn't perform well. We're gonna put him at C. He just doesn't perform well in this meta. It sucks, but that's kind of how it is. Like, I don't know. I was just reading over my notes for him, and it's just like, he still has great healing and good CC, but again, you just rush Cauterize, or you rush Resilience so you don't have to rush Caught. I don't know. I feel bad for him, but that's Damba. Now, Corvus, I think in a lot of regions and just kind of everywhere, Corvus is rated very high. But I'm going to go against the grain here and say Corvus is pretty bad. Let me explain. Before you go in the comments, be like, you fucking suck, noob. Just like, listen to me, all right? Listen to me, okay? So the one thing with Corvus is he is an extremely, extremely good pocket. Extremely good pocket for damage in flanks. We're not in a damage in flank meta right now. We're not in a high damage, high flank meta. People are very tanky and the time to kill is very high. It takes time to kill people. So you're looking at characters that have a lot of self-sustain. That's why you see Vora in the meta and not someone like Maeve. Sure, Maeve is doing okay right now, but Vora is performing better because she has a lot of self-sustain. You're looking at a very high sustain and tanky meta. Corvus does not do well into that. He does well into a more damage, more flank meta. Corvus is not bad overall, but in this meta, he is terrible. He does provide good good damage. He has no CC and he has a pretty lackluster ultimate. So outside of good pockets, he doesn't provide anything else. Corvus is going into C tier for that reason. Now, one counter argument I had was he's a good second support. It's not wrong. Good damage. Good pockets. He can do well as a second support, but when you look at other second supports like Furia, who has the most broken ultimate in Paladins, great damage, great CC, and a great pocket when it comes to Cherish, why would you pick Corvus over Furia as a second support? Grover, consistent CC, great damage, and amazing ultimate, why would you pick Corvus over Grover? Except for if you have like two flanks. The only time I could see Corvus being played is when you have two flanks on your team. And even then it's like, why do you have two flanks in this meta? Ray provides consistent healing, consistent ultimate charge with focus, I wouldn't say broken, but a solid ultimate. Why would you pick Corvus over Ray as a second support? Now, if you can tell me why, I will agree. And like, maybe I'll change my opinion. Grok, Maelstrom. An amazing ultimate, great damage, great healing, an amazing utility if you're using the move speed card on his totems. Why would you pick Corvus over Grok? All Corvus provides is damage and pockets, which with those pockets comes some movement speed and some damage reduction, which is up to 10%, sometimes 50%. If it stacks, I think it's just 10%, but that's all he provides. Nothing else. He doesn't do good damage and he doesn't have a good, well, he does do good damage. He has no CC and does not have a good ultimate. So if I can get some good arguments and why I'm wrong on that, I'll change my opinion. But until then, that's how it's going to be. Genos. Okay, so I thought Luminary Genos was going to be okay this patch, and it's not terrible, but it's also not performing amazingly because, again, we are in a very tank and sustain heavy meta. And Genos, like Corvus, does well with damages and flanks who can utilize his heal and stay pocketed consistently from across the map. Now with Genos, like we said with Grok, we are taking account for their off support potential or their second support potential. Binary Start Genos does have some potential. With that being, he has amazing self-sustain, or honestly great self-sustain. solid 1v1 damage early game. He does not lose duels early game. You are hard pressed to find somebody who can beat Genos in a duel 1v1 in a 1v1 duel early game. It's the same thing. But one thing to think about Genos is his ultimate is falling off super hard this patch because of Veteran and Haven. Veteran and Haven being bought is stopping Genosalt from getting those very quick pick potentials. With people buying that, you can send ult across the map. You remember how we used to just ult pre getting to the point fight, just finding a snipe right then and winning the point fight, the initial point fight because of that. That's not happening now because of Veteran and Haven. So his ultimate's falling off. His damage is okay on Binary Star. His dueling's good. He provides decent sustain. I'm gonna put Genos at A or C. I think Binary Star is solid, but it's nothing extraordinary. Now let's talk about Pip. I think Pip is one of the higher skill cap champions in the game with Combat Medic, which I think is the meta Combat Medic. But it's not great. It's solid right now. I don't think Pip is bad. I think he's just okay and he's kind of there. One thing Pip does well that a lot of people don't realize is he has amazing point damage split. Split point damage and healing. So let me explain. Combat Medic, when you auto attack and you hit an ally with a heal, you could also be hitting an enemy and doing damage at the same time. So Pip has amazing point pressure and consistent point pressure when it comes to that. But one thing Pip has suffered immensely from this patch is people now can rush Resi even faster. So those second point ults that were still valuable are now not valuable because they have Resi 3 by that time. So Pip has fallen off. Again, good damage, decent ultimate, but falls off harder. Pip's gonna go in C tier. So let's talk about Ying. Ying, I was debating in my head putting her D or C because I think she's still solid right now, but her numbers are overall lacking. But there's one thing that is going to push it towards one way or another, which we'll talk about here in a second. Ying, we're talking mainly about life exchange, but I think Resonance and Focusing Lens has potential to do well, but I really haven't seen it yet. I think theoretically they could be decent against certain comps, but I haven't seen it yet. So this is why I'm really not taking account for Resonance or Focusing Lens. So I don't know. Ying overall just is not, she just feels lackluster. She feels underwhelming. Her healing is subpar compared to other supports. Her ultimate is still solid. Her damage is still okay. She just feels okay. And the fact that her right click doesn't have a reset on it makes a pretty big difference for Ying, because if you're gonna, a lot of the times when Dambas and Yings miss their right, okay, that's not true. When I miss my right clicks, because I am amazing at this game. I'm washed really, but a lot of the times your allies are dodging it, and the fact that she doesn't have a reset potential on her life exchange is a pretty big deal. But what pushes Ying to D instead of C is the fact that Maelstrom Grok is viable and probably meta right now. Maelstrom Grok performs extremely well against Ying because it helps Grok a ton with his ammo recharge, his health regen, his everything. His damage potential spreads out the fucking orbs more, spreads out his shock balls everywhere. Unfortunately, that's going to push her to D, is Maelstrom Grok being meta, unfortunately. I think she was C outside of that, but it is what it is. Ying just feels meh. She's not great. Oh, God. Okay, let's talk about saris. So, okay, look at me. Okay, look at me. Saris at any ranks below gold and below are good. She's great. She's amazing for the game because it helps new players. Any ranks from platinum plus, she eats from a trough. Like, she's literally just cow fodder. Like, she is awful. She provides decent healing. That's it. That's literally all Saris provides at a high level, is decent healing. That's it. That's literally it. Like, she provides nothing else. Her ultimate, extremely counterable at a higher level. When you know how to use your CC immunities, your dashes, you know how to get around a wall, you know how to use your movement skill or use a shield. There's so many things that counter her ultimate. So many things. She has no CC. Her Q is almost worthless. Her movement ability while most think is good, is almost useless. Because once you use your movement ability, two things happen. One, you're extremely predictable. People know where you're gonna go most of the time at a higher level. It's like, oh, Saris can either go here or here. Let's guess one. But guess what? While you're in that movement ability, your team is dying. You come out early, you're dead. You wait, they're dead. Like, her movement ability isn't good. It's not good. I'm sorry, it's not good. I'm sorry to burst your bubble, it sucks. And it sucks at a high level for that reason. I want Saris to be decent, but I also understand that she is a transitional support that is going to help new players get into the game and get into supports in general. Saris, she's terrible at a high level. Platinum plus, awful. Terrible champion. Do not play her. Don't play her. You're actually tossing games playing Saris. She has her highest win rate right now is Soul Collector at a 44% win rate. Again, you can use realmstats.gg to check and verify this information. It might have changed by the time this video's out due to statistics updates, but it's not going to change that much. Her damage is so low. As well as when she's healing, she can't even do damage. Now, there are some supports like that, like Io. But guess what? Io can decide how long she heals for and decides how long she doesn't heal for and how long she can do damage for. Saris has a cooldown. God, there's so many things wrong with Saris. Io's just a better Saris. Literally just a 10 times better. If you're going to play Saris, okay, look at me. If I get why you play Saris, okay? I get why you think she's your main, but look at me, okay? Learn Io and you will climb ranks faster. I know you love Saris, but please, if you love her playstyle, just play Io instead. Please. I am fucking begging you, all right? Okay, thank you. All right, okay, I know some of you are gonna meme on this. Okay, Subservience, Rom, Emoji, or Khan. All right, they're all terrible. Stop memeing on this every fucking tier list I do. Where's Khan? Where's this fucking lump of a man? All right, stop memeing on it. All right, they're all terrible. Don't talk to me. All right, that'll be it. That's the tier list for season 5. Oh, I forgot Sky. Good point. Actually, we could technically put Sky at E as an off support. We could technically justify her at E as an off support. Higher than Saris. I don't know if that's true. I didn't really even think about it. But yeah, that is my season 5 tier list for supports. This is, again, not a single main support's potential. This actually includes everything. So like going down the list here, Furia, you're mainly using Cherish, sometimes Exterminate. Io, you're using almost always Lifelink. Ray, you're using Focus. Grover, you're using Deep Roots. Grok, Maelstrom. Damba, Spirits Chosen. Corvus, Spreading Influence, with some possible potential for Dark Gifts later on if that meta ever picks up. Genos, Binary, with Luminary probably being around D right now. Maybe even C still. Pip, Combat Medic. Ying, Life Exchange. Saris, just don't play her. Like, I don't even have to tell you, just don't play her. That'll be it though. I love you all. Thank you for being here. I hope you enjoy your day, night, evening, morning, dawn, dusk, or whatever it is where you live. And I will see you in the next video. I love you all. Enjoy your nights and have a good one.